So I've got my Smash the Ninnies chess toys out again, ready to show you good examples of where to serve. I just think it's easier because I can manipulate them around rather than deal with real people. Okay, so typically you have your three-man passing in the back, but not always. Other teams set up different ways. Right here I have no one pulled up to the net currently, and we have the setter running in from the right back in this rotation. The other setter opposite is pulled back from the front row to help pass here. You'll notice that this middle back player is currently hidden behind the middle front player, and she has not adjusted herself so that she can see the server. So right away that tells me I can serve right at this person, right over this person's head at her, and she's not going to see it coming. That's a good choice of a place to serve. Of course, always a good place to serve is where no one is. So short front right here, between players here, or if this player were pulled in a little too much and giving me a lot of line, I might serve tough and hard down the line, which is actually my favorite serve. And a really good choice is serving where the setter is about to run in. So you want to serve right in that setter's path, quick and hard, right into that setter's path. That's another good choice. Obviously, a good choice is serving a person who you know is just not typically a good passer, or someone who just shanked a pass. Serve them again. Someone who just got injured and didn't get off the court. I'm sorry, but serve them again. Those are all good choices. You're on the court to win and compete, and after the game, that's when we go back to good manners. Well, we always have good manners, but after the game, we are humble and we say good game. But on the court, someone's not passing well, someone's a little bit injured, you serve them. So that's just how it goes. Let's rotate and take a look at another view. Okay, here in this rotation, we have the setter coming in from the middle back. Let's see. We've got these people pulled over to help pass. This front row player is coming back to help pass. So, again, a really good choice is to serve where the setter's coming in. But also, another thought you should consider is serving over the setter's head to the deep far corner. Because when the setter runs in, she's got to then look over her head and then try to push the sets out and see her hitters. It's a bit of a challenge sometimes for setters, especially that are beginning to do anything but a back set here in this case. So presumably you have your best blockers, here your middle and your nice outside hitter waiting for that back five. And a set that's a bit of a struggle is going to be easier to defend against. But anyway, you've got your setter coming in behind this hitter. So that's one good place to serve. And I would say that if you have a player that gets hidden, oftentimes people hide a player that's not a great passer back in the back line. I love serving that person. I worked really hard on accuracy, so when someone hides a player, I love to serve right at them, right up the center and right at them. But if you don't have the accuracy, you may want to do something like go short front here. So that's another thought. Wayne asked me, what do I think about when I'm about to serve? And that's something that what I think about is serving tough, having the serve float up into someone's chest, having the serve drop and curve away from a player. There are a lot of things to think about. Floating it high. Let's say that you have one of those teams that comes way in on serve receive, just assuming that they're going to all pass with their hands, take it overhead. Then I'm just going to serve really high and deep like a beach serve, to the back line and force them to have to move their feet. Because for me, typically, the players that are taking the serves with their hands, and I'm going to offend people here, are not really ready to move their feet. They're assuming that they're going to be able to reach the ball without a lot of footwork. So if you stick it high and deep, more than likely it's going to wind up spinning off the top of those hands. I actually don't allow my teams to pass with hands, and they may change that rule so that you can't pass with hands and go back to the way it used to be where you only have to bump. Okay, so let's rotate one more time. Alright, so here we have the last rotation with the setter in the left back coming in. Okay, and the players are going to slide over to help out passing. This one in front row is pulling back to help pass. Okay, so you could serve, I love to serve line in this situation because the setter has to get in here and get turned around and get set up, get far enough in. I love to serve hard, quick line right down where everything's happening. Sometimes to avoid that, people will pull the middle blocker up to the net, and this player will slide over ready to hit outside, and you still wind up with all these people stacked up here, and it's fun to just kind of serve low and tough down the line in that situation. But then the obvious thing is that you have all the short here in the front row. So this is just a big challenge for the setter to get in here and get turned around on time for the pass. So you can have some fun with this rotation serving. So most importantly, I would say unless you're certain that someone's just a terrible passer, serve where no one is. Then you've got serving to where the setter's coming in, or serving backwards over her head. Imagine her needing to get in here backwards and having the ball come from deep over here and then trying to push it out to someone and run a play. It can be tough. So if I haven't answered your questions, I hope that you'll let me know, and I hope these haven't been too obvious of suggestions. But I would say practicing your serve, aiming at targets that you set on the floor like sweatshirts, and really working on getting that floater going, a nice tough float serve, so it moves around and is difficult to pass no matter where you serve it. Okay, so that's it for now. Let me know if you guys want to see anything else.